show my people. Believes our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WUB. And all the things that will feel happen like I got blue skies. I love it make people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place so calling WUB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play a role, get where you need to. You can tune in from work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is a show it no matter even if you're at home. Just call in, WUB. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling WUB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WUB. And all the things that will feel happen like I got blue skies. I love it that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling WUB.
Good morning, Belize. Welcome to the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's Tuesday, the 22nd of October, 2024. I'm Mose, Hyde, and it's my pleasure and honor to bring you into Belize's premier morning conversation for today on Club Radio and on XTV. Warm welcome to listeners, to those watching on XTV, to those who are getting us on our apps, on our social media streams, or to those who are getting us via simulcast coverage. Good having you here. We trust that you have great health this morning, strength, energy levels high, your vibrations positive, enough space, enough flexibility that you can do what you do to get your day started, but you can also do some WUB and do it well, like by giving us a call, joining in, expressing your thoughts. That's what we want, absolutely. But before we get down to all that great stuff, we've got to get it started with the warm-ups. We've got a bit of news for you, but before we give you news, we've got a bit of the weather forecast for today from the National Met Service. Forecaster Crystal Gonzalez takes the lead.
Conditions are becoming slightly drier. In 24-hour forecast, skies will be sunny with cloudy spells today and then cloudy at times tonight. A few showers or isolated thunderstorms will affect some northern and central areas today, then mostly coastal areas tonight. Elsewhere, activity will be isolated. High temperatures for today will reach around 85 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 86 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 77 degrees Fahrenheit in the mountains. Low temperatures for tonight will reach around 75 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 71 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 67 degrees Fahrenheit in the hills. Winds over the open sea will be from the north to northeast at 5 to 15 knots, and sea conditions will be choppy. Low tides occur at 8:22 this morning and then at 6:58 tonight. High tides at 2:38 this afternoon and then at 1:24 tomorrow morning. The moon will set at 11:11 this morning and rise at 10:21 tonight, and then sunset is at 5:25 this evening and sunrise at 5:48 tomorrow morning. The extended forecast. Skies will be cloudy at times. A few showers or isolated thunderstorms will occur mostly over central and southern areas on Wednesday, and then over some northern areas on Wednesday night. Otherwise, activity will be isolated. And now for a look at the tropics. At 6 a.m., tropical storm Oscar was located near latitude 22.8 north and longitude 74.7 west, or about 45 miles southeast of Long Island, Bahamas. Oscar was moving to the northeast at 12 miles per hour with maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. Elsewhere in the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea and Gulf of Mexico, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 48 hours. And this has been this morning's weather report from the National Meteorological Service.
The first in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
A BDF soldier dies in a motorcycle accident. The BDF soldier, identified as Gennaro Chet Jr., died Monday night after he crashed with a pickup truck while on a motorcycle. The incident occurred around 6:30 p.m. near Jacintoville in an area that is not well lit and lacks proper road signage. Principal hydrologist Daniel Hendy yesterday shared that some areas of the country flooded up to 8 feet, which led to historical water levels close to what was experienced during Hurricane Mitch and Hurricane Keith in different parts. She explained that before Tropical Storm Nadine, some central western areas which were impacted by the storm were already receiving some rain beforehand, and this compounded the situation. Beyond that, while Nadine is no longer over Belize, it is causing rainfall in Guatemala, and those waters are expected to come down to our rivers. Hendy advises residents downstream of the Varka Dam to be on the alert, as well as residents who live in communities along the Mopan and Makal rivers. Additional rains are also expected to continue, which will lead to the concentration of even more water.
Areas of concern that are flooding at the moment, we have a flood alert up, which means that flooding is possible, so you should be prepared, is for the watersheds of the eastern slopes of the Maya Mountains. And I know that might sound like, okay, you know, where is that? So we're looking at all these rivers: North Stann Creek, South Stann Creek, City River, Bladen, Swayze, Deep River, all of these rivers coming off the eastern slopes of the Maya Mountains. We have a flood warning in effect for Rio Hondo, New River, and the tributaries to the Rio Hondo, the Boots River, Rio Bravo. In the central area where we are in Belmopan, we have for the Mopan, Makal, and Belize rivers. And a little bit to the top of the bottom of the central region, we have for the Sibun River at the Freetown Sibun village behind Hattieville. The San Ignacio and the Iguana Creek low-lying bridges are still impassable. And we have specifically for the Rio Hondo severe flood warning. And this is because we have been monitoring the levels at our station at Blue Creek, or most people know it as the crossing for Union. That has exceeded Hurricane Mitch levels. So those are mainly the areas that we're looking at. But more focusedly, the Mopan and the Rio Hondo, we need to remain very vigilant. You were asking about other rainfall activities. Recall before Nadine developed, we were receiving some rainfall, and it's in this same western central region that we were getting those rainfall volumes. And then came Tropical Storm Nadine, and now even that Nadine is no longer over us, it's in Guatemala, it's still raining. And so that area is, we're receiving the rainfall or the runoff volumes from those through the riverine system.
Henry also shared details of areas impacted up north.
The flooding associated with the Rio Hondo. The Rio Hondo is not a fast flowing system. And so the time that it will take for floodwaters to recede might be a bit longer than the ones that have a higher slope. The Rio Hondo doesn't have that high of a slope that it runs off very quickly. So what we have noticed is that a couple of roads are inaccessible in the north. I believe the San Roman access road is impassable. I know the Yo Creek, San Lazaro road was impassable in that area, no? But there are other areas that would have experienced urban flooding, which is just caused by the rainfall, where they would be seeing flooding in that area, but it should run off, at a rather normal pace for them.
Henry also ascribed elevated levels of flooding to changing landscape, including due to infrastructure development. Principal hydrologist Daniel Henry explained Monday that they do have mechanisms to determine how rainfall in Central American countries nearest to Belize can impact us when it comes to flooding. She shared this is facilitated by the World Meteorological Organization, which is responsible for meteorology and hydrology.
So we have a platform called the Flash Flood Guidance System that basically assists us in seeing the view for all of Central America. So we're able to see what's the flooding conditions or the state of rivers in nearby Guatemala. We also have another platform that we are currently collaborating with the Brigham University in the United States, again via WMO, for us to have some sort of web platform that us, the users, can access, and we can do flood forecasting in terms of when do we expect certain rivers to reach their peak. A third system, and I'm trying to remember the name, or the WITRA platform. It was developed under one of our Green Climate Fund projects that allow us to have monitoring on the entire New River system that gives us expected flood dates and peaks for that system. So we're a little bit more advanced with 3 days lead time to say whether any particular station that we have on the New River, that this station will flood. That is, we're piloting that right now, and we're hoping with this event that we can get it to be calibrated so that we can expand on this nationally, because that would be a great improvement in the services that we provide. Because, the public wants to know, when is it going to reach me, and what my action should be.
Ministry of Home Affairs and New Road Industries, the ministry which is responsible for public and bank holidays, yesterday announced the 2025 public and bank holidays. In 2025, Belizeans will enjoy less 3-day weekends, as a few holidays will not be moved to the next Monday. George Price Day will be celebrated on Wednesday, January 15th, and Labor Day will remain on Thursday, April 1st. As expected, Emancipation Day and California Settlement Day will also be celebrated on the days they fall, which will be on a Friday and Wednesday respectively. Easter will be celebrated on the weekend of April 18th, with Independence Day being observed on a Sunday, but with a holiday the following day, Monday. Christmas and Boxing Day will fall on a Thursday and Friday. That's the end of our news update here this morning. We will take ourselves a small break. When we come back on the other side, we're going to open up for conversation. You're listening to Creme Radio. You're watching XTV. We'll be right back.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. The news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports.
All right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes for today, Tuesday, the 22nd of October 2024. Wherever you are, again, we hope that your Tuesday morning is bright and beautiful and all the good things, and you are ready and you're on time, importantly. To the people on the road, take care. You know how it go. You get there on time, but don't rush and be careless. We definitely always pleased when it's time to open up the line for your participation. It's one of the primary aspects of this show and format at this point in time. We invite you to jump in. Our telephone number is 280-5848. That's the live line for you to participate in this conversation. We hope to get you on board. We do have a little traffic coming on later on, so if you're going to have something to say, we say it earlier. And without any hesitation, we've got to just welcome everybody that's joining us on YouTube, XTV Belize. It's one of the social media access points where it's streamed. It's very convenient for you. You can watch it on your TV full screen. All the people who got up on YouTube, big respect. But yo, we've got to just urge you to make our relationship official by subscribing. Don't hide us. Subscribe to us so that everybody can see you're one of our subscribers on YouTube. It helps us. It's your way of showing solidarity. It's a partnership. So if you have not yet subscribed and you're watching, don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till later on in the day. We say subscribe now. All right? Even if you're just one of those people who occasionally peep in and stay with us for a couple of minutes, subscribe. All right? Keep it rolling. This is Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on Creme Radio and on XTV. And again, if you've got something to say, you know how to do it. You just call. The number is 280-5848. I thought maybe we would get away with not having to report a motorcycle accident, which is almost like a Monday morning tradition now. Coming off the weekend, that's what we do. Well, it was free of that yesterday morning. This morning, no. We have to report that down south, Jacintoville, Toledo, miles outside from BG. PDF soldier lost his life colliding with a vehicle. We're not going to go deep dive into that. We've spent quality time saying that this is a matter of public health emergency. The people who are responsible for that should be stepping up. We have a responsibility as well in the media to highlight it and to encourage you who navigate on motorcycles to understand you're at higher risk. You need to take it on yourself to be careful, to understand there is a risk. One of the most important things you can do to mitigate that risk is one, to make sure that you do everything in your power to learn how to ride motorbikes properly. And one of the best things you can do is just to drive more slowly. Reduce your speeds. All right? That's my advice. Not going any further on that. I want to take the part of this morning just to praise one of our own. I was shared an article yesterday by our news editor, Creme XTV, Marisol Amaya, which she worked on and is in the Friday edition of the Amandala newspaper. And I didn't see it in the newspaper. She shared it with me, and that's how I got to see it. So it's available to you. You can go on Amandala's website. You can get a copy of the Amandala. And that article is called "Belize's Fisheries Waters: New Frontiers Under Threat." And we saw such an incredible article, such amazing journalistic effort that we had to kind of exert a little bit of pressure to get Marisol to join us. She is going to do so on Monday morning. So in advance, we're saying the great Marisol is going to join us on Monday to talk about this article. But you can, as I have done, read this article. It's must read, and it's so informative, and it's the kind of work really that is not every day. It's the kind of extensive journalism effort that, this is not your standard 6:30 cycle. And it's really, I know that Marisol has been working on some work dealing with the waters for a while. Like every time you holler, Marisol is deep undercover doing this work on her weekend time, because in the week she's doing what she does here. And I can point out that it's work that she's done in collaboration with the Earth Journalism Network. And so obviously this is not work that, this requires resources to move around, to do all of that. And we're going to get into that with Marisol, so I'm not going to preempt that. We're going to find out how this kind of work how this type of work really gets done. Because there is that topic about how to make journalism more substantive, how to make it more investigative. It's where we are weak. We are all able to get the latest interview with the commissioner. We are all able to get the leader of the opposition, the prime minister. Well, we have to track them down. We've kind of mastered the art of the ambush, find out where they're going to be, get them. And we do cover the unfortunate, tragic stuff, the crime, the accidents. We manage those. The deeper investigations, the deeper research and true detailed work, which requires greater level of skill and greater level of resources. Generally speaking, newsrooms and media outlets don't have the human capacity and they don't have the financial resources to do this work consistently. And that's a story unto itself. Again, I would like you to check this article. Tremendous work, Marisol. Tremendous work, Mandela. Senior Mandela, and of course, we congratulate the support in collaboration with Earth Journalism Network. There are a couple of things about, calm yourself there, Christy. There are a couple of things about this article that we have to look at. But the essence of this article is to say that we have unexplored resources potentially that could be very significant financially, especially for our fishers, that we have never been able to tap into, but that it seems that there is some stuff going on out there where, in particular, Taiwan seems very interested in what is there in our exclusive economic zone, deep sea fishing, and the potential exists that there are negotiations, there are talking going on about allowing foreign fishing vessels to fish in this zone. So that's the essence of this work. This is the essence of this article. And wow, it's just a lot of stuff going on there. Again, I congratulate Marisol, and we can't wait to talk to her about the article and the work that has gone into this article. But the article is there now for public consumption, and information is there for us to look at and discuss. And we're going to talk a little bit about it. But one of the first things that emerges from this article is, again, it's one of the first official places in one of the photos associated with this article that you have the official recognition and confirmation of something that our esteemed teacher and occasional caller, Ms. Sandra Corey, repeats over and over and over. And in fact, just a couple of weeks ago, we had an exchange where I asked her, well, why aren't we being taught this in school? Because it is a complete malpractice of the schooling curriculum that we are told, to the point where now we are almost on autopilot. When somebody asks us what is the size of Belize, we say 8,866 square miles. That's what we say. And Discovery has been adamant and said, no, we need to correct that every time we report it. So in this article, one of the things that comes out is in a chart, a map that is shared by the Coastal Zone Management Institute. This is now tagged. And so we can show that where our internal waters, and if we could just show that graph by itself, Krista, please. You see three, well, actually you can see the usual map of Belize. And then you have the, I believe, 4 shades of blue. And the first blue that you see off the coast of Belize, in this map, it is properly tagged according to what we've now been taught by school. Not the way we've been taught in school. That is our internal waters. That's like a lake. Okay, that's like a lagoon. It's really just like land. So that the rules, or the maritime rules, of where your territory extends, don't cover that internal water. Now you have the second blue, that little thin strip that runs just the way it runs with our internal waters. That's kind of like off out. You see where Turniff is? It's out from Turniff. Closer when you go up north, but when you get by Turniff and you come down south, it's a bit away. That is your territorial sea. So our territory, the size of Belize includes that. But in the way we've been taught, the only thing that they give as our territory happens to be what is happening on land. That is just interesting. This is the first time I have seen an official information that essentially says, okay, you know what, for those who might want to say, listen, you have those who they don't believe when they hear Miss Corey speak on matters like this, but this is essentially now, okay, this is there for you to see in that article. Now the area that is being discussed in this article is that area, that third blue that kind of shoots out looking like a triangle at the top. So that is that particular blue there, that huge piece of blue. I don't think I've ever been out there. The furthest I've been, the Lighthouse Reef. So that we will call deep blue. That is out there. That is called our exclusive economic zone, the EEZ. Now, the majority of our fishing takes place in that first blue. That what we know about. The snapper, the barrow, the mackerel, the grouper, occasionally manicabio, occasionally other stuff like jack. For those who like it, grunt. Not exactly Mr. Grunt. Other fishes out there, of course. I don't go down all the different nights, get me all excited about going fishing. But that's the area that we have in excess of about 3,000 Belizeans who this is how they survive and make a living. They are not people who have applied for a job, the 9 to 5. These are people who are essentially, for the most part, self-employed. They get on skiff. This article is so thorough that you describe the kind of skiffs, everything. You go read the article. It's of importance to us because in that first layer of water, in that first bit of blue there that we call our internal waters, that's inside the reef, that's just along all the different keys that we know about. That's what we know about. That day we know that day we go swim, that day we go chillax, that day we go catch fish, that day we go get lobster, that day we go from corn. But more importantly, we could give me a little split screen now, Krista, please. But more importantly, this is a part on great number of Belizean families get to survive, able to pay their bills. Now, fishermen don't get rich, But it's a way how they survive. How they send children to school, how they try to pay the rental, in some instances get a mortgage. This is our feed enough for we. That first thing there. Most of our fishing takes place there. But we have control, rights. You could say that for we, but we don't own it. Right? The exclusive economic zone are not a part of your actual territory, but you get for be the one where could take from that. Right? But we not have the ability for go there. Because for go there, we need bigger vessels, a more sophisticated fishing equipment. For them people where, I used to watch it, you've had a couple of these shows on, I think it's on the Travel Channel, if not Travel Channel, Discovery Channel, where they have television shows where chronicle like some of the fishing vessels will go catch the Alaskan crab, the colder waters way up in the northeast. And we do have, I've seen shows that cover the people who go and catch the tunas. Now the tunas are the big, huge fishes that I've watched a lot of this. I love seeing how they cut them up in Japan. Like they have some blades when they cut then tuna. It's a thing to watch. I watch it on YouTube. And this is a much sought after fish. It's a delicacy and expensive bad. And the people who are fishing for that, when they catch that, like, and they store that up, like when they come in with the type of hundreds of thousands of US dollars, when they come in, a bonanza. But you need big vessels that can handle the water and we have refrigeration on it. I'm not talking about for really Mexican skiff then. Very few of them have, it's like they have a rice box. These vessels that deal with then kind of zone, they were for we exclusive economic zone. You need to have a boat. Okay? We not got that. Because if we got them boat, we need to get the financing. Free fisher people have to have the financing for do that. So what exists in that bit of blue, again, the part that project out like this, so we see on a graph, that we would call, the anthem says, untold wealth. Wealth untold. That is wealth untold. Potentially. Not been confirmed. So there's been chatter about, well, we're going to find out where they're there. So that I will probably there and try to find out where they're there. And our dear beloved benefactor, Taiwan, so we could help you find out where they're there. Now, just in case you never know, and it's covered in the article, and again I'm kind of sharing a lot of what is in that article for you to learn, but there's still stuff I will not get into. There's a lot of stuff there. Make sure you read the article, make sure you get your mandala, make sure you go online and mandala, make sure you get a whole hard copy of the mandala. There's a lot of work that has gone into that article. And again, I want to just put on our schedule that on Monday morning we're going to have Marisol and Maya here to discuss this article. So I'm so proud of this work. I got it. I'm so proud that this is Zinc Friends work. This is our news editor work. This is the amazing power of journalism done well. It informs, and it, at the very least, by being so informing and so enlightening, that it really inspires you to be active. So again, one of the things you have to understand is that in Asia, the Japanese, and in particular the Taiwanese, they love fish. Love fish. We love fish, but we don't love fish how they love fish. according, you have to understand that. So it is not an act of what I call selflessness why Taiwan is interested and has been interested for say, make we come along with you, make we help you find out where they're down there. Okay? They have our interest. Fair. No problem. One of the things that emerges out of this article is if we don't have a consciousness of what is out there, if we don't have the knowledge, that awareness, then it's easy for you to lose. I have a family story. I can't say that who, because that's something where we loan make fun of with with family. Somebody very close to me, where as a young child, very young. So I mean, that is nothing where and people have said, listen, don't have fair exchange if your child do that. And it was a crime really. But this actually happened. Very close family member of mine exchanged a gold exclava for a red bell flower. The red bell. And some have said to me, well, red bell is a beautiful thing. I agree. It's one of the creator's many, zillion and one amazing things that you could watch. But we have to be truthful too. Red bell after one day fade away and disintegrates, but one gold exclava is a gold exclava. And an adult do it, and so the adult am a real scoundrel, chance a young child, and we make fun of that young child who is no an adult, say you're simple. Really and truly, if you're a child, a red bell, hold a gold exclava, what is it to me? But that is because that child is naive, doesn't understand the value of that bracelet, not see the relevance, not understand money, not understand what that is, right? The person who approaches understands the value of that piece of jewelry, understands that that is gold, and understands the naivety of that child and takes advantage. So when we fight against our naivety, when we fight against our ignorance on a thing, not ignorance, that so many things everybody ignorant of. There's no walking human being when I have one area of ignorance. You take the man when I say have the highest IQ and know the most thing on the world and tell him, okay, then go hunt for a gibnut. Get one and brother out of River Valley and run circles around and get all the gibnut, and that smartest person will know everything on planet Earth. No, I'm ready for that. That don't mean you can't learn, but I'm saying every single person have one area of ignorance. So there's no crime in saying that there are things that we are ignorant of. In fact, that's the reason why I will look at an article like this and appreciate it so greatly, because it fights against my level of ignorance on what's been going on with that. So here we have wealth untold. Here we have something that could be so hugely beneficial, hugely could cause a significant financial leap in part of our working population, that really and truly, like, wow, it would be, it's like opening up a door for betterment. But we are already talking about, we are leading with the first concept that we have how we could cut one deal. Again, we don't know what stage it's there. We don't know what's been going on, because you read the article, you will get that. And we're not going into that. I'm just kind of just talking to what exactly is the crux of the matter that is alarming. That we lead with how we could just exchange the jewelry for flowers. When our priority, the natural thing should be, is that our priority should be is how we could find out about food thing. How we are putting in resources so we could know exactly where they're at. Now, part of the problem is that not only do we not have the kind of vessels where they go take advantage and harvest what is there, but we don't have the kind of vessels where could go out there to monitor and prevent a thing from being, for God's sake, we can't even monitor the internal waters. We struggle to monitor what is going on in the internal waters. So on the internal waters, we have a situation where we think they get, listen, we chronicle that. Transnational incursions into our water and coming in and carrying with things and all manners of things, that's been happening, and we struggle to try to keep up with that. And we're going to one or two boats, the Coast Guard going one or two boats, couple conservation organizations, they got a couple boats, you got Hyde to do some huge work, been doing some huge work to push back. So with the throw hand in the internal waters, out there, we are MIA. Nobody out there. So just imagine that. Potentially, again, it seems likely, because that's just the way how fishes move, right? They're not into no border. So potentially you got schools of fish where they move through. They might just stay there, but you would have somewhere stay there, like out there in our exclusive economic zone. And we are not there. And this is not new. This has been talked about, so that part of it is not, there's no new information there. The new information or the new discussion or the new reality, the new concern is that, yes, we look for step there, but we look for step there, the cut and deal with a foreign nation, with foreign vessels. That's how we see things. Convenient, right? It's more easier, even if more intelligent, even if as impactful. Cutting a deal seem immediate, and that's a risk. That is why the article is important. That is why this topic leads this morning. That is why it is to be put on the plate right now. No, read it. If you miss it, read it. Not because you're not a fisher. Obviously, this article is extremely important to the thousands of people who make inabilities, who make their life off of the sea. To stand up in solidarity that where they're there, the priority, the number one responsibility that say how where they're out there for people where this is the life where they live, how we could make sure that they expand in capacity and expand in take and expand in liberty. That is what should be the number one thing. How we could make the people who have been going out in the escape, or catch on 1 or 2 snapper and dive on 2 conchs and dive on 2 lobster, how we could get into the level we part, then it ship out tunas when they catch, and it make them kind of money there. You know, one part of the sea, we part, they have the right. They can't go nowhere else. This is for their rights. This is their birthright. And we should be absolutely committed to defending birthright to make sure that it benefit those who have it. And we'll be told, well, you know the way how we can benefit them, we don't got the money for the boat thing, and we don't know where we can find that, and the way how you can work is that, you know, they want to come and we have tax there, and then when we cut that tax there, then that tax they come to all the way. We hear that approach, and all we see from our approach is that we create one comfort zone for elites at the expense of inclusion and spreading of opportunity. So you can't convince me that for we salvation, if we have the brain power and if we have the bowlers, that we want to find a way how other countries could find a way. We want to find a way to make sure that anybody if eat that anybody forget the lion's share of that. I'm say, you know, strategically make your friends get one slice of the cake. I don't condemn that, but not the first slice of the cake and not the bulk of the cake. We get only slice, brother. You take this little corner here. The only thing you are allowed on the one vessel. Meanwhile, we have 1,000 vessels out there. That's a fair sounding, fair looking picture to me. But from reading this article, the concern that jumps out is that we lead with the formula. And if you just to join me, let me just repeat. I'm delving on a news item and on a journalist effort that you know I find nowhere else except in a Fridays and Mandela work done by Marisol Amaya. And we are looking at it, we find it's the kind of a journalism that is much needed. There are limitations, just like how it's kind of ironic that it really and truly parallels our ability to reach the deep sea and bigger fishes in the exclusive economic zone. It's the same way that the media is kind of unable to tap into these deeper, more impactful, more informing stories, because like the fisherman who needs a bigger boat, we need bigger dollars for you to consistently do this type of work. And this work is done, again, was done through a collaborative effort with a partner outside, right? And again, I want to just promote the fact that we've kind of had to, it's not easy to get Marisol to do interviews. I had to tell her, well, I've always been available to your interviews, so you need for reciprocate. That was my final argument for getting on the show, for just discuss the work we've gone into getting this article. But with all that's gone into get this information, this is where you're now tasked with just go on. You got the easy part. To find the time for just sit down and read it. We fisher folk, we know that they've been actively involved in this, trying to find out what's going on. Again, I just love having that graph up, because it really is, you don't need to read the essay, you don't need to read the news, that long article, and yeah, we got people read at their own pace, not there to discuss that. But even if you don't got the time to read the article, and even if you got the time to go into all of that, that graph that we have up right there, they show you, look on it, and you see how, you know, for $100 bill blue, right? So appropriately, the last big piece where joke out there got a deeper blue. In a way to represent a money that. Money where we know the smell, where we know the touch. And if we know conscious of it, the people that were in charge want to abstract. If we know dip on top of it, if we know make sure that we demands that this is done in a way that is just and fair, we are end up with the smaller portion. We are end up with we're left. I want to say we can't think in a life, well, I don't know a fisherman, I don't know nothing about that, what that got to do with me. No. Because when any part of we productive population lift up, get extra win, then that legit money. You know, we people don't have to think about how find a pack. And you know that is real. Fisherman out there, and they got one eye pan part, and they try go, and they got one next side, they look pan, see if anything they float. But we don't have to worry about nothing where they float if we people ain't could find a way out there. We part something bigger than where they float. They right there for them take. When they go right to, you're in an exclusive economic zone. But I don't know how many of us have actually been anywhere near that. I had to go to a water farm, I had a picnic. Me not gone nowhere near that yet. Till the farthest I gone, if you look on a map, you see, you know, turn left there, and find you know, lighthouse there. The furthest I gone, a lighthouse, Half Moon Key. That's as east as I've been, and the water enough for the faint of heart, especially if you're going out there in some small thing. We need to figure out how we people want to get the kind of vessels, and this is not rocket science. How we people want to get the kind of vessels, get the kind of training, and how we want to create the kind of relationships. Yes, we collaborate. Taiwan, you're a great benefactor, you're a great friend, make we go on a fair deal. And in fact, you know, that's when you respect yourself, when you set your order, then one man understand, because one man understand that how, and I say a man or a woman, that how one next person want respect you, and no quick cutter. So I stand and want look out for we interest. So they don't see that as there's no offense in that. Nobody don't feel offended by that. They're not disrespect. They're not disrespectful to think about yourself. There's no offense in that. To make sure that you look out for your flock. That's a standard. When you don't do that, then people thought they will look upon you strange. So well, I don't know where they're going in, but you know, that's how they want to do it. That's how they want to do it. We can't do no nonsense here. But I have to go to 2 cents come and come back again. Check the article. It's in the Friday edition of the Amanda newspaper. We go to 2 cents come, sponsored by 4 Point Security. And after that, we take our first break of the day. All right, it's 15 minutes away from 8 o'clock. At 8, we have a bit of traffic going on here inside the WB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Again, if you want to express your view or thought, it's best you call in. Or the telephone number is 280-5848. That's the live line. For you to participate in the conversation called Wake Up Belize, I'm Mose, Hyde, hosting today. Always a pleasure. Give thanks for health and strength to be here, be in your presence. And this morning, I've been in boasting a bit, at the same time taking on what I view as an extremely consequential matter. Boasting because I am so proud of the work that has been done by one of our very own, who's, well, her record speaks for herself, a record of tremendous excellence. I'm speaking of our, news editor, Marisol Amaya, who has written an article in Friday's edition of the Mandela newspaper called Belize's Fishers Waters, New Frontiers Under Threat. And we've been talking about some essence of what that article is about. It's a very deep dive into a matter that is of great importance, economic importance, money, survival importance, what they talk about. You might want to talk about something else, and that's fair. But when we look at this matter and the impact that this can have, you know, we've been loud, consistent, passionate from the get-go, without apology, against offshore drilling. And we have always accepted that the reason why you have countries that are interested in that and explorers and everything, that the possibility is there that we have oil offshore. The possibility is there. And we can look at, you know, they're talking about they've found oil offshore of Jamaica now after there's been a significant oil find in Guyana. But when we looked at the pros and cons, because obviously there are pros and cons, right? We couldn't see how we could jump onto something that everywhere it has been, it has not had the economic impact on the masses that it should. It creates a real fat elite class. There riches there. But oil discovery in many places has not really and truly been about the lifting up. And we thought that we've been given this great gift, this great birthright, that our marine waters that we have a right to is alive, it's magnificent, it's rich, and there's so many different ways that this can lift so many and has been lifting so many that we couldn't understand why we would even be contemplating that. And this is one of the reasons, because we knew that while we have many families that are presently and have been, whether you're a fisherman or a tour guide, our marine magnificence lifts and benefits and feeds, put food on the table, put clothes on people's back, put a roof over their head, and put children to school and pay bills. And where exists in a we exclusive economic zone that where we anthem call wealth untold, just like Chicky Bull. It's wealth untold. Now somebody else to take it from away. Somebody else to clean the house. And indeed, if you could have bet past something, I'd have bet where I have that people know they play with for we exclusive economic zone right now as we speak. Thing is that we don't got no way how we could go check, because we don't even have the resources. For we vessels of enforcement can't even reach their waters there. Not only we can't go explore it, we can't go enforce nothing there. And you could go online and you could find out that you got boats with us there. They out there, my brother. Go from all different countries and nobody there, them. We going to tap that. I got a call. Krem, good morning. WB.
Mose, this is Sandra. I'm not too sure that I only caught a part of your discussion a little early on. But if I understand, you're discussing deep sea fishing in economic zones.
Yeah,
and some article that has been written in a Mandela. But most that you see, I understand I understand the media's problem. But that problem emerged, if I'm not mistaken, between 20 and 22. There was a some educational program took place in Punta Gorda. And it emerged there, and it emerged in publicized or reported discussions or arrangements with the Taiwanese about this same matter. Because I personally brought it up on your radio station. But it wasn't taken up then, you see. It wasn't. So what our leaders like to do, when they think something might become a problem, they put it on the shelf because they know our memories are short. And then they bring it back when they have lulled us to sleep. And that is exactly what has happened with this matter, because this matter was in the public forum prior to 23. Just prior to 23. Between 22 and 23. Between 19, 20, 20, when they won the election, and 23. It was in the public arena. And now, if I am listening to you, it's back there, big and full.
Yeah.
Two things in connection with that matter, Mose, which our people, again, we don't pay attention. So you get tired trying to educate people who don't seem to appreciate what you're doing for them. The United States expanded its continental shelf. This was reported in, you can research this. Expanded its continental waters, continental shelf. I think about a year, within the last 2 years, this thing happened. It was reported in the international media. So the implications of that are vast. Now, put that together, Mose, with this blue loan zone, that this blue, what the thing called blue bond. 30% of our waters have been mortgaged. That is what it is, have been mortgaged. And that occurred more about the same time that Taiwanese thing emerged, the fishing in the deep waters emerged. You think back, don't you remember they were talking how they're going to get some one vessel or two vessels, and that all of that emerged during that period. And then it went into a bear, and you heard nothing more about it. So when that happens, our people think, oh, the thing is done. We have to stop having this short-term memory and just concerned with who Mose is sleeping with and Sandra is sleeping with. This not work, because it is that sleepwalking of ours that then allows our leadership to do the wrong. So I'll come to another point. In the Guatemalan claim, repeated by Mr. Rebelo, the term is the territorial, listen to the word, territorial, insular, and maritime claim. What do you understand that word territorial there to mean, Mose? Territorial claim. Don't they have isn't what they have to us is a territorial claim? Isn't that what they have to us?
Yes.
And in your mind, what you understand, if I tell you Guatemala has a territorial claim over Belize, what you will understand in your mind that territorial to mean?
It means the land, no? The the land where we got you. That's what I would think.
Land and waters and everything. You do understand all of that?
Again, I feel like the miseducation make we think about our territorial. Yes, the what I call the territorial waters we have along with the land.
Everything that
But
constitutes the territory is what that covers, right? The word territorial.
But the miseducation make I think of we territorial waters as being we internal waters, rather than seeing that the territorial waters they start after after that internal water where we have.
Yes, sweetheart, you're absolutely right on that. But the point I'm making is this: when you use the word territorial, you're referring to the mainland, to the island, the offshore island, and the waters those are located in, and to the territorial sea beyond the barrier reef there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is really what the territorial should be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then why did we allow ourselves and our government to present us with a referendum stating that Guatemala has a territorial claim to us, as though that's a separate kind of a claim? We don't know what that claim is. An insular claim, what do you understand by insular?
I thought insula meant the islands. That's what I thought.
Yes. So you have now, they have a territorial claim, but in English and in Spanish, territorial means all the land that a nation state encompasses, both covered and uncovered by water. That is what it means in English and Spanish, right? But then you still have, in addition to territorial, you have insular and maritime. So when you listen to that, isn't it three different things they are claiming there?
Well, I mean, there would be no need to be redundant. Well, you can't believe
Precisely.
you can't believe that.
That is the word. So if you have separated them, why have you separated them? Why? Because maritime refers, if you're going to use the word maritime, then we have an internal sea, we have a territorial sea beyond the barrier reef, and we have an economic zone beyond the territorial sea. So that is what maritime means. Don't you understand that to be what they would cover maritime?
Maritime, anything on the water that.
Exactly. And so now we agreed, we allowed our vote to be brought. This is the thing that I detest and resent in what my people did. We actually were prepared to negotiate a price for a vote on the ownership of this country, because people in this country took payment for that vote. Not everybody, but if only one person took payment, and one person constitutes an ultimate traitor to the survival of our people. Okay, so now we've gone to court, and the referendum we voted on told the court that we don't have any boundaries. We are asking them to tell us where our boundaries are. Doesn't that mean that we participated with our eyes wide open and our hands stretched out for the payment in the dismantling of the nation state of Belize, Mose?
Well, we participate in putting it up for a ruling. We
But we
participate.
dismantled it because we went and said we have no borders. We are asking them to tell us where our borders are. And we went into that referendum under occupation. What am I referring to when I say that? Most that we went into that referendum under occupation. And in international law, no referendum on annexation of land can be carried out under occupation. It is an illegal referendum, period. Go ahead. What
This
does
student.
that
This
occupation to mean?
This our student situation.
Exactly. Now let me go to Israel, because this is significant for us. I have been they are beginning to see the light. The discussion was, what is Israel's real objective in all of this? In the attack on Palestine, that is Gaza and the West, and the West Bank, and now the Lebanon. And the conclusion arrived at is that Israel is setting out to create once and for all the greater Israel, which will span from east beyond Persia to West Iran to the brook of the Nile. What you understand to be the brook of, the brook of Egypt? What you understand to be the brook of Egypt? No?
I don't know.
What is a brook? What is a brook?
It's a small water place, no? That's what it is.
It's a river. It's a small.
Yeah.
It's a branch of a river, a small stream, right?
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
Yes, that's what I mean.
So the brook of Egypt must be the Nile, right? Mose or wrong?
Well, that's the river I know about Egypt. I don't know Egypt geography that well, but that's the river where we know that Egypt, no? For sure.
Exactly. And Israel is saying that Lebanon is an entity. Syria is an entity. Yemen is an entity. What you understand that word to mean? They are just entities. What you understand that to mean, Mose?
Well, in a song for them on the same level of nation.
Exactly.
So,
So if it is not an entity, if it is not a nation state, then isn't it up for the taking?
well, there was celebration over the weekend. There was some celebration in Israel where members of the present cabinet were a part of some celebration in March where people are saying they are demanding that Gaza be occupied by Israelis from tip to tip.
Yes.
And it seems that this is not incidental to what has happened, but that this was a part of what they were trying to accomplish. The way that they have demolished the place.
Remember that Israel does not have defined borders, clearly defined borders as a state. Doesn't have it. It is occupying the Golan Heights, which are part of Syria. It was occupying part of Lebanon and was pushed out. Now it's moving back into Lebanon. But the point I'm making is that these international analysts took from last year to, I have been assiduous in monitoring the discussions, most assiduous. Not only in English, I have been assiduous in, and I have not heard until yesterday that you could actually hear the astonishment in the voices of the speakers as they confronted what is really Guatemala matter and the referendum.
Well, I think I understand the point that if we are not, if they question our right to be a sovereign nation, then they are saying that we are what they call it, a province of Guatemala. Well, I've not heard that term used, but I'm saying that what they equate us as a kind of, they're a province of theirs, that they don't see us as a nation state.
Yes, but in other words, that very wording of that referendum, territorial, insular, maritime, which is imprecise, incorrect, and utterly dangerous, and we are a report on that referendum.
Yeah.
Completely strips us of our national structure, state structure, and asks the court to tell us what is our national state structure. That's what we have done. And so aren't we in the same position, the utter danger that Lebanon and Yemen and Syria and Egypt and Turkey and the United Arab Emirates and all, aren't we in the same situation, Mose?
Well, we believe that the ICJ is going to be our great salvation. I think in the way we collectively see the ICJ, that this is victory that we are going to attain here, and we have been convinced of it. And so we don't see this as walking down a road that is with danger and absolute peril on both sides. We see this as our victory march.
But if we saw it that way when we did the referendum, isn't there good cause to change that position now as we watch the ICJ give ruling after ruling?
It's the only logical. It's the only logical thing for us to now have great trepidation about what this journey really is, seeing the fact that to some extent what Israel is saying is to hell with this
nation state,
with the framework of international rules.
Exactly.
And they're saying to hell with all of that. We will do as we please.
But is it only Israel saying that?
Well, these things are catching, no? People.
But she's in a partnership, isn't she?
She's in a partnership. I mean, she's in a partnership with the U.S. The Russians are doing similar with their approach. So people start to look at the advantages of abandoning being confined by these rules and
the existing order.
Yeah.
And the rules.
So we should be shaking in our shoes.
Exactly, Mose. I can tell you that two things happened between Sunday and yesterday. There was that discussion yesterday where I could hear the literal fright and alarm in the voices of the speakers. There were three panelists and the moderator.
Yeah.
And an earlier discussion where the point is made that the reason the global south has such an interest in Gaza, the Palestinian problem, is because of the implications for the total global south, and that is absolutely true.
That's a common
absolutely
sense.
True.
That's a common
we
sense.
We are all facing the possibility of the dismantling of nation state after nation state. Mm-hmm. That is what we are facing. This is not a conspiracy theory now. It's playing out now before our very eyes.
Yeah. Ms. Corey, I got to go to break, but thank you very much for your input this morning. We go to break. When we come back, we've got guests lined up on Zoom. This is WUB WUB Morning Vibes, Tuesday, 22nd of October, 2024. We will be right back.
I am one of the oldest, diverse,
All right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's Tuesday morning, the 22nd of October 2024. Mose Hyde hosting today. Our telephone number is 280-5848. We're now joined by guests via Zoom. We have Optimist Club Belize and the Diaspora here representing. We have Charles Dino, who is the president of the Optimist Club Diaspora, and we have with us Jaden Nazir, I hope I'm pronouncing that name properly, who is a poetry winner of a competition that was held. And then there is, there's somebody else, but I only got two names, so forgive me. If you may just, good morning, welcome to the show. Good morning, are you guys hearing me?
Yeah, we can.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you just introduce yourselves? Because I got two names, so I'm trying to work this out.
My name is Ursula Griffith.
Okay.
Member of Optimist Club.
All right. So tell me, there was tell me about this poetry competition that was held. Who's going to tell me about it?
Yeah, I can speak to that.
Okay.
The Optimist Club 501 Belize, in keeping with its mission and vision, we have a number of projects throughout the year and throughout the country of Belize. This project, the poetry competition, was just one of our initiatives, and it was actually launched in the southern districts of Belize, specifically Punta Gorda and Dangriga. And so there were a total of 22 poems that participated in the competition, and the judges awarded 3 winners from Punta Gorda and 3 winners from Dangriga. The winners were based on originality, adherence of theme, poetic structure, and having an emotional impact. And lastly, I want to say that there were 3 themes given to the students: love of town, love of country, and love of culture. And so the students had approximately 1 month to prepare. And in the end, they did a phenomenal job. So we're very proud of the students.
All right. So congratulations. I understand that Jaden, is that the way you say your name?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Jaden. So you're one of the winners. What was it? What? How excited are you to have been chosen as one of the winners?
Well, coming from a family that instills culture in their daily lives, that inspired me the most to participate in this poetry competition. Okay,
great. Is there a particular motivation behind hosting this competition and this particular outreach and activity? What's the thinking behind it for the Optimist 501 Club?
The competition was held in conjunction with Optimist Day in February of 2024. You may be aware that OC Optimist Club 501 Belize, we're part of Optimist International, a fairly large club representing about 3,000 clubs, 80,000 members worldwide in 20 different countries. So we are part of Optimist International, and in keeping with Optimist Day, which is held in February of each year, this competition was held. Again, it aligns with our overall mission and vision of the club.
All right. What were your both of your thoughts on the quality of the entries and the energy of the participation?
Very excited about the students because these young authors, these young poets are our future. And so we happily participated knowing that these kids put their all into their poems. So we're very excited about that.
And for me, I read um, the poems, and I smiled, I giggled, I identified the emotional part of the students pouring in the poems. One thing that, well, this was the first thing that made me stop and read the whole poem again. When I read, I kneel to say my prayer. That's a cultural thing countrywide. And that made its way in one of the poems. I believe that these students did the best that they can. Sorry. And if you are someone who like a shorter read, you'll get some poems in the book. And if you like more detail, you will get that too.
So they're part of a book now?
It's awesome.
Is there a booklet with a collection of poems?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a copy right here. You can probably see it.
Yeah.
The book is 36 pages in length, and as I mentioned, there are 22 poems total. 15 poems from the Dangriga students, the elementary students in Dangriga, and 7 poems altogether from the high school in PG. And one other thing I want to mention, if you look very closely at the cover design, you'll see the drums that are depicted in the cover. And so we did a public service announcement when we were trying to get someone to design the cover, both in the diaspora and in Belize, various media outlets. Unfortunately, we got one artist who submitted their artwork. In the end, we went with our own Melanie Price, who's a member of our Optimist Club. We decided to use her for cover design. And the cover design, we wanted to depict the multi-ethnic, multicultural diversity nature of the country. And we think we were able to achieve that.
Okay. Now, is this a book available for purchase or?
Yeah, they're in Belize. You can contact President Panton from Optimist Club 501 Belize. In Dangriga, Miss Mercy Palacio, and we'll make these numbers available as well. We'll send these numbers to you afterwards, and then in the diaspora, they can reach out to me via email or via my phone number. So I'll provide those numbers and contact information to you after this recording.
And what did the winners get?
The winners actually were awarded monetary prizes.
Okay.
First place received $100, second place received $75, and the third place winner received $50. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but for the students, what was most important was for them to get their work published for the first time in this book.
Okay. All right. So can we get Jen to recite her poem for us, if she doesn't mind?
No, I don't mind.
Oh, excellent.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jade Nasir, a proud student hailing from Stanford Ecumenical College, currently in Wanbeni. Today, I will be reciting a poem that I wrote when I was in Standard 6 at Sacred Heart Roman Catholic Primary School, entitled Love of Their Culture. Belize is a small country settled in Central America, born of diverse and captivating cultures. We have the Mestizo, Mayans, Mennonites, Asians, East Indians, Creole, Lebanese, Garifuna, and the Chinese. All of these different cultures live in one small nation. We all love each other, but most importantly, we love our culture. Garifuna, Albo Amorono, always looking out for each other. Creole, what is going on? Always checking up on each other. Maya, Yi Abao, never gives up. Chinese, Ni Hao, always excited to greet each other. This is to show how much these cultures appreciate each other. A rich tapestry of cultures to please. Belize has a very vibrant culture that we continue to enhance. Belize, my home. He said to Balisino. Thank you.
Excellent, 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 excellent. All right, big vibes. And again, these booklets are available where for purchase?
They're available from President Panton. President Panton is the president of Optimist Club 501 Belize. Again, I'll provide his contact information after the broadcast. In Dangriga, you can get it from Miss Mercy Palacio. She's currently the Southern Region Director, and in the diaspora, they can reach out to me, Charles Lino, 858-774-2634. I'm on WhatsApp, and my email is cclino69@yahoo.com.
And for those who might be watching, listening, and might be interested to find out more about the Optimist Club 501 and maybe want to join, how are they able to do that?
Miss Griffith, you want to speak to that?
Certainly. We have the number, president. You can share, or you share already the president's and Panton's number. So that's the link, and then you will get a registration form. You put your respond to the items, and then there is the fee. There is a annual fee that there is an annual fee, and you see that on the form. You submit that. It's online at this point, and we go from there. That was my journey getting in.
Okay, great. All right. And what's ahead for the Optimist Club 501? What's ahead? What's in the pipeline? While we have you here, if you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, we have a number of regions throughout the country of Belize. We've got the northern region, the central region, and the southern region. We also have the western region. And throughout the year, as I mentioned, our mission and vision is to engage and empower the youth of Belize. So that's why we exist. We're all about the youth. We're all about volunteerism. And so on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, a monthly and a yearly basis, we continue to do these projects because it's all about the youth. It's all about empowering the youth. So that's our mission and vision.
All right. Well, we want to congratulate Jaden, and we want to thank you both, along with Jaden, for joining us this morning. And of course, we want to congratulate the efforts from the Optimist Club, both here, the local 501, and the diaspora.
Thank you.
What's the kind of membership for the Optimist Club diaspora? What kind of membership do you have?
It's a great question. We just got chartered in August 7th specifically of this year. So currently we have about 20 members. We're trying to grow the club because one of our key goals is to contribute and to give back to the country of Belize. So the Diaspora Club, the Optimist Club Belize Diaspora, came about specifically to seek large donations from the United States to help the local Optimist Club 501 Belize. In Belize, the current membership is plus or minus about 60 active members. And again, in the diaspora, we're about 20 members. So that's the total membership that we have so far.
Well, again, just to repeat, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Jaden, for sharing your poem. Splendid job. Enjoyed your presence, and hope you guys have a great Tuesday. And when next there is more info to share with us from the Optimist Club, please feel free to reach out. We gladly accommodate and get you on. All right. Thanks and congratulations again. Great effort.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you to our sponsors. Thank you.
This is the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We're going to take ourselves a small break and come back with more of Belize's premier morning conversation for today.
You may not get to see me very often.
This is WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We are back, and Kalimo the dog me out all morning. Finally get on. My brother, morning.
You know what is a Sunday? It's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday. I am so. I'm surprised that they call me. I think that you still gotta.
Well, I'll tell you why they call you. Because I can't call me radio station because they have cut me off. I was calling to ask them where is the voice of reasoning.
Wait, sir. Hold up, brother. Hold up. So we talk with one of the most consistent UDP callers. Though he not coming in that capacity, but the man was straight. The man straightforward. You don't want reformer because now you have led and participated in a revolt. And
never, Mose.
So you're a happy man. You're a happy man today.
Oh no, I'm not happy, Mose. You know why I'm not happy?
Why are you not happy?
I am not happy because there is no voice of reasoning in my party. There is nobody who will get out and say, listen, okay, make we pause here and make we think about this. This is becoming ridiculous. That time to make we stop. Sit down in this room until we solve this problem we ain't going home. Because this is becoming a joke. This is not a game anymore. Like what the Prime Minister said, this cannot no BMI party.
Oh boy.
You get what I say?
Yes.
When my Prime Minister could show that in the face of my opposition leader, Mose, this is not this. Mose, my opposition leader, gone the other day at the house, Mose. And I was so shocked because instead of he gonna fight against the enemy, he gonna fight with his PE-1 pound. Box out this one and slap down the one.
All right. So call him more with all due respect, right? I sympathize with your situation that you can't get into your what you would call your
my show.
Your party's show, right?
Yeah.
I know that we are the convenient relationship on the side, right?
Well, actually, when I can't get the voice out there, maybe I was definitely get a voice out there. Because they now make a stop.
So they use me conveniently, and you're the.
Because I call you on regular other topics. This is not me using you. This is me trying to channel my voice to you, sir.
So you want to appeal to better reasoning. You want your party officials to work this thing out, no? All right, we kind of lost Collymore. I don't know if somebody cut you, Collymore, but we kind of lose you. I don't know what's going on. Yes, Collymore.
Boy, my goodness, that's how it hang up. Mose.
Yes.
Listen to me, my brother. I didn't even care about anybody right now. I want to tell you why.
Yeah.
I have been telling them for a long time, if I get in one organization, Mose, and everybody sit down and talk bad about the man with the head, why you still hating me? Because I can't belong to somebody when I like. If it would last like more 2 hours, then I will have to say it, Mose. I can't hold it back. I will have to say what? I don't want to be with this. You see, I will tell you something. Don't get me wrong. I'm a unique people. I like some few people. I will tell you something. My grandson, Jacob, the best president that ever were David Kennedy, named Barack Obama, David Churchill, could talk as best as my Ballyram. You know what my Ballyram said when he gets it up? Look, we don't need this. Put me back in my office. You know what? Fuck you.
Wait. Hold up. Hold up. That's what you going on now. You lose control, man.
No, listen to me. Because I want to show you that when somebody can't take something, it's sad that we're there where we did it. You know? And I can't say it over. I shouldn't be using Krem because Krem is your position side. I shouldn't.
Okay.
But they should have a voice of reasoning. Somebody make a sense. Like maybe the former Prime Minister should have get up and say, Somebody may have some clothes, they don't have nobody in the unity. You don't have big people who can say, well, yeah, what is one, man? We need to cool this thing down because this is becoming a laughing stock, like what is one with weed? You see what I say, Mose? Well, I think my talking about the next week, but we focus for that like we have a lead jump. It's entertaining and you watch because you want to watch craziness and the next or the simplest you want to next. Yesterday we got our April in our McDonald's. You don't see the work here. I can't believe Kamala Harris didn't work. That's entertaining to some people. But to me that's a joke. Listen, like when you become a comedy, you become you don't have no. I mean, I still don't understand how America could go and tell we things. I mean, if you had that guy as your president and you would tell media, man, you gotta be kidding me. Your guys are jokes.
Kalmo, you sound very frustrated. I understand it's a challenging time.
Thank you very much for giving me a chance to let it go.
You've used me to just you're the vent, and you don't want to call to the show regularly enough that you have credentials for could get away with this. Again, you know, it's obviously this is a you know I don't got nothing to say. But I don't get into the whole party politics thing, especially internal party politics. Obviously, my position is that I don't know. I don't know what's this about lamenting about. Like I listen to the House and you have people lamenting about we need good opposition. What I would want them to be lamenting is that we need to have a good Auditor General. If we are talking about the quality of our democracy, there are a lot of things I want them to be lamenting about. As far as I'm concerned, again, you want to see how opposition parties heal themselves, or any political party in Belize heal themselves. You just call an election and you want to see everything line up because that's the way it works. Nobody has failed to show up to participate in an election, and if they don't show up, somebody will show up. That's just what we have here. There is no people go through and they go through. They have to start out and whatever. There's a power struggle, and that's how power struggles go. Eventually what happens, the people who control the money are going to dictate what happens, and they're going to start to speak up now. They know that election is coming up. Ultimately, that's the way this is designed. And so I don't know why I have never been here lamenting about the state of our democracy because of the state of the opposition. I think that there are many things that we should be lamenting, and the very people who in the same house tell you that they can't find an Auditor General, a successor presently, are expressing how sad they are that we don't have a healthy and strong, organized and unified opposition. To me, that is a joke. Well, again, they want check your pedigree and they want to say that the last person we want to make become the Auditor. Hey, Kalimo, have a great day, brother. We'll link up again.
One more thing before I go, Mose.
Yes, sir.
Why I'm lamenting, and I agree with you that we need certain things. Mose, I have 9 children who are going to live in this country. And
you got one whole baseball team, Brett?
Yeah, I spoke to somebody the other day who said he had 59 grandchildren. And when I told him, I said, sir, you don't worry about it. He said, no, because I'm done there and gone. No, I am not that guy who I am worried about my children. These are my first priority. They're grandchildren. What will I be leaving for them, Mose?
Yeah.
Mose, is this what we want? Is this what we got independence for? So we could just run it in at the ground. We do things haphazardly. When we are waiting to say, well, we need to check with self, when you go the wrong way. You get what I say? my thing, man. That's why I get up and put my 2 cents in because.
So you don't want Kalimo? You don't want delegate or no?
No, delegate is a fancy word for. I can't say the word.
Later, my brother. I just check. All right, cool. We go to a final break. Come back and wrap. The great Kalimo. All right, welcome back, Belize. Just in time for us to part ways here for today. With health and strength, I'm going to come back at 6:30 for the Wednesday morning edition of the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. In the meantime, do have a most productive and healthy go at it. We give thanks to the team, Larry G at Creme Radio and at XTV, the Globe, Mr. Cliff Lewis. In the control room, directing the show this morning, Miss Krista Flowers. Have a great Tuesday. As always, stand strong, stand firm. For now, we're good!
Belize, wake up, Belize. 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 Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize.